What's up, it's your boy XXKiller45 bringing you the brand new dubstep montage of the week. I'm really sorry, I've always wanted to do that. So now that we've lost most of the audience, Valve have actually fucked up. Now they've made a change to the game recently, and as the history of Valve, we do know that Valve are very good at implementing new things. You know, when they implement new guns or changes to guns, they're really good at typing the correct numbers, and they're definitely very good at understanding what is too strong and they shouldn't put in the game. You know, they're really fucking awful at implementing new changes, and they fucked up again. If you're somehow like living under a rock and you haven't played Counter-Strike in 6 years, basically what's going on is they have made a change to the ranks. They thought, hey, there's too many people high ranks and there's no one silver, so what we're going to do is we're going to de-rank everybody, including your mother, and then there'll be people in silver and there'll be a lot less people at the high ranks, which is good. The motion, the idea, it's a good thing. But like every fucking change Valve ever makes to this game, they've gone too far. For those of you who actually somehow managed to miss it, this was what it looked like before they made these changes, and this is what it looks like today as of the 20th of January. It's a big fucking change, right? And what's the issue? Why have they fucked up? It's pretty obvious. In the original post they made, they explained that they want to censor the whole bracket at about Gold Nova 4, so aka this. So we have like the majority of the players in the middle, we have a lot more silver players, and we have a lot less higher end ranks. That makes sense, that's what they said they wanted to do. But in the reality, if we look again at the current state of shit, well, basically, there's a fucking ton of silvers all of a sudden, and also, it's centered around Gold Nova 3 and 2. In fact, the most players are right now Gold Nova 3, so this is lower than they wanted, and in fact, it's getting worse, and people are still de-ranking to this day really hard. Now, let's just stop for a second, stop what we're talking about, and just go back 3 weeks ago, where I uploaded a video where I said, oh guys, don't worry, the D-ranks are ending. Basically, they projected what they wanted to do, and we're basically there, so maybe give it a day or two, and then we'll be there, and then the D-ranks should stop happening. How naive and foolish I was. Such a child in my innocence. No, Valve fucking go further than that. How did I not expect that? Let me put a concept into your brain to sort of explain how the ranking system's working now and how Valve kind of fucked up in the way that they implemented it, so that you can understand it. So, let's say every time you win a game, you get points, and every time you lose a game, you get points. Depending on how you do in that game, maybe you get more points, maybe you get less points, I don't know. But fuck that, right? Win a game, get points, lose a game, lose points. Let's say 1,000 points and above, you will be Ellie, Legendary Eagle. So if you have over 1,000 points, you stay Ellie, and if you lose some games and you drop below 1,000, then you go into the lower ranks like DMG. So before all this D-ranking shit happened, you were sitting pretty at Ellie, and you had 1,000 points or thereabout, slightly more, but you're Ellie and you're in the Ellie bracket. Well, what Valve did was say, actually, you need 1,500 points in your MMR before you can be Ellie. So everyone who has lower than that will then drop the fuck down the ranks. Even though they're at the exact same skill level and they have the exact same points in the MMR system, they're now a lower rank because it requires you to have more points to be LE after the change. And that's the idea behind how they changed the ranks, kept the same skill level playing together, but now with a new rank next to it. A pretty simple but clever system. I do appreciate that it was a good idea. What seems to be the issue is that they set these numbers a little bit wrong when they did this. Basically, I guess they wanted the LEs to drop down to MGE. So what they did was, you know, change the numbers so that would be acceptable. But the issue is that a lot of the people in Gold Nova 4 and MG and MGE, they were hit a little bit too hard by this and dropped way further, and now Silver is just infested with players. And the thing is, I'm still getting stories now about how they're de-ranking and how they're still dropping and they're losing like one game and going even further than they thought. Like, they really made these numbers requirements for the ranks way too high around the lower levels. And I guess if I had to sum up how they fucked up in one sentence, it would be that they made it better for the higher end players and they made the ranks more respectable, but in doing so, they really fucked over the lower ranks. All I can really say for those of you who have dropped down into the silver bracket and the lower gold and you really have dropped far from your rank, whatever that rank might be, you're just going to have to push through it. They're probably not going to change this back. Knowing Valve specifically, they don't like to revert the changes they make, no matter how fucked up they are. And as you rank up and as you improve, you might actually get a better understanding and appreciation for each rank and actually feel kind of more rewarded when you actually rank up, because admittedly, before all this bullshit happened, it was a bit too easy to rank up and the respect for each rank really wasn't there. So yeah, they fucked up. They did fuck up. They went too far with this. But they did make a good, big change to the ranking system, and that's just how it's going to be. If you're all remotely interested in my story, I was LE, trying to get LEM, dropped down, went back up. I was bouncing between the two ranks, but I was pretty much ready to be LEM, and I was feeling good about it. Then this change happened. I dropped down to lower levels of LE, lost maybe one game after a few good wins, and went to DMG, and then from there, that was where my rank settled, you know? The points sort of changed, and then I was meant to be DMG. From that point on, I've won pretty much 7 or 8 games in a row, got LE, and then even more games in a row, and I barely lost in the last 2 weeks for some reason, and I'm back to being LEM in the new ranking system. So I feel pretty good about that, and it's just a little thing there to let you know you can rank up. Once your rank settles on the new D-ranked rank, then you can begin the grind again and actually rank up. It's just going to be harder than it was. Hope you found the video enjoyable, guys, and I hope that you maybe learned something. Good luck in your future CS stuff with your ranking up and all that shit, and I hope to see you in the future CS updates.